Welcome back to Farming Sim 22 with the Rude Man. And we're back on Aussie NoMans again. I gotta look for a new map. I'm getting kind of tired of this one. Well, not really. I mean, it's just, they're all the same, really. Let's put on some flying mode here. Check out where I left off yesterday, because I don't really remember. Put some speed boots on. Oh, right. I was mowing this big old friggin' field, wasn't I? Okay. What did we finish? We finished the sorghum. And we started corn. That's where we're at. Alrighty. Boyce is in the house already. Wow. Hey, Boyce. How you doing? Everything's looking, I was going to say everything's looking roses. No, not that good, but good. Hope you're doing well. What happened here? Oh, they met in the middle. When did that happen? Let's get down there. Look at these guys are all faced off here. Get off my field, the one guy says. The other one says, get off my yard. Bub. Thanks, Scorp. Scorp says everything's looking good. All righty. Well, it doesn't look like we get much out of that, does it? I don't know about this map. These fields are friggin' huge, and you just don't seem to get real big yields on it. Well, it could be that the combine holds a whole hell of a lot. That probably makes a difference. Get this thing up in my head here. It probably makes a difference that the combines hold a couple million, so... I have to fetch my truck over here. I keep saying truck, but it's a trailer. There it is. Let's get him over there and grab some corn. We've gotten to the point I have to decide railroad or institute. Every time I get there, I know which way I go. Because you've heard me make reference to the fact that I've never really done much with the Institute. I've never played the Institute. So, because I always thought they were evil. I guess I'm going to have to break down and do the Institute one of these days. Just to say I've done it. It's like Nuka-Cola. I guess this time maybe I'll get, when I get to Nuka-Cola, I'll go ahead and just bite the bullet and do it. Yeah, you keep saying that. Kill the Raiders, kill the Raiders. It's a lot of fun if you kill the Raiders. All right, he's off like a herd of turtles. Let's get the other one. Put it on the other end, I guess. Live now, Rudeman53 streaming Fallout 4. Are you kidding me? Did it say Fallout 4? Did I not change? I'm looking at Twitch. Oh, and it throws me. No, it didn't. No, it's not. No, it's not. I think. Well, I don't know why it said Fallout 4. But the actual live stream says Farming Sim 22 Aussie NoMans stream. Okay, I don't know why, but it's got some stupid McDonald's or some kind of an advertisement going over there. I didn't even know I had an advertisement on Twitch. Oh, it's Jack in the Box. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, I had no idea I had advertising on Twitch. They never pay me anything that I know of. Okay, Scorpion said it did say FS22. Okay, I thought I changed it. It's fun to sing. Kill the Raiders, kill the Raiders, kill the Raiders, kill the Raiders. What's that? Soybeans? Did I do soybeans up there? I should have just kept doing corn. I'll take 4 Jack in the Box tacos. I don't know if I've ever eaten at Jack in the Box. Are they good? Well, nothing's good anymore. They're really ruining everything. They're ruining everything. I can't believe how bad everything's getting. Because it used to be you could enjoy some fast food and you got a decent sized serving and it wasn't all that expensive. Now it's uber expensive. You get half of what you used to get, and they've taken so much out of the food to save money that it doesn't even taste good anymore. It's just everything's being ruined. You know what really ticks me off, though? I mean, seriously, I'm not going to get too far into this. I'm just going to say one thing. How in the world can people not know that how bad things are in the U.S. or in the world, for that matter, today is due to the way they vote? You know, they complain about everything the way it is. And you're the one that voted this crap in with the people you voted for. They just don't see it, though. I don't know how. All right, this is gonna be touch and go here. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about politics today. Philin. Hey, how you doing? How'd you come up with the name Philin? Is that well, you have to remember, look at how old I am. I'm used to names like Noah, you know, Noah, Esther, Mary, Joseph. Biblical names. You know, nowadays you got these names. How am I? I'm doing good, Philin. Thanks for asking. Nowadays you got these real names like Jakiwa, and you just made up words, really. Even my own grandson's name's Jagan. I'd never heard that name before. I don't know where my daughter got it. Adeline, I know. Adeline is, I think it's Irish, but I'm not sure. But it does sound Celtic. So at least I've heard Adeline before. You know, sweet Adeline, Andy. Andy, yeah, there's Andy. Hi, Andy. So anyway, I'm not making fun of your name. I'm just wondering if it's from Dylan. And and plus fine number. It's a Greek character that's, I know. That's represented as golden ratio.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I'm interested in how people come up with the names that they use. Because there's always a story there, really. Just like mine, Rude Man. I've had so many people over the years, why do you call yourself the Rude Man? You don't seem really rude. And I said, well, I'm not rude. It's a play on my name. You know, my name being Rudy. And the radio station calling me the Rude Man when I worked at the radio station. So, you know, it just kind of stuck. I never even thought of the fact that it had rude in it. I just thought, well, it was play on Rudy. I often wonder, and I've said this many, many, many times, so some of you guys get tired of the junk I say over and over and over. But there's always new people coming in. I've often thought over the years that maybe had I have named myself, Happy John or something, people would be happy, and I'd have 1 million subscribers instead of, oh God, it's another rude guy on the internet. We don't want to listen to another rude man, because there's a lot of rude men out there. Both in name and nature. There's a lot of rude people out on the internet. Nasty people out on the internet. They're just mean to each other. Okay, I'm going to have to stop because this guy's taking his sweet time. But if you actually look the name Rude Man up, there's 1 million of them out there. Before I put my camera on, I think a lot of people thought that I was Rude Man 53 because there were 52 other people before me. Kind of like Preparation H. What happened to Preparation A, B, C, D, Hey, Chewy's in the house. Hi, Chewy. Oh, filling, no problem. But that's what I mean. I like to find out how people come up with their names because, like I said, there's always a story there. I mean, usually, not always, I guess. I've had people tell me, how'd you come up with that name? I just started typing. It doesn't mean a damn thing. It's just, I just thought, let's see. Let's make it about 8 characters. Ding, 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 ding. There you go. I'm whatever that is. Save. I'm not saving on this game. You're on the wrong game, Scorp. I don't save this game. Tim's in the house. Just got back from your appointment. How'd it go, Tim? You still kicking, I guess, huh? I'm always happy when I get out of the doctor's office because I always do something I shouldn't do. I'll go. Well, for me, I'm diabetic, so I can't eat anything because I have to fast for a number of hours so that my blood is clean and pure, or whatever fasting does to your blood. So I can't eat anything. Consequently, I get out of the doctor's office, I'm usually starving to death. But it's not just that you're starving to death. You're starving for something you're not supposed to have, like cake, candy, cookies, an ice cream cone, a milkshake, something like that. So I always do something bad after I get out of a doctor appointment because, well, for one thing, I thought I was dying when I went in. I always think I'm dying. My doctor always tells me, that are you taking all your medicine? Yeah, but it's all killing me. All that crap you make me take is killing me. Hey, Bent. And they always tell me, no, it's not. We're keeping you alive until we can find a cure for whatever ails you. And I don't believe that either. I really don't. There is something to be said about America's health programs. There are some countries where doctors are trying to find out what's causing your medical condition and fixing it. That's not what we do in America. In America, our medical system is treating the symptoms, not the problem. So what does that mean? Okay, it means like if you've got a cold and a stuffy nose, they'll give you something to clear your stuffy nose up. That doesn't cure the cold. Now, they can't cure the cold because they don't evidently know how. But what I'm saying is they're not trying to cure the cold. They're just trying to, you got a runny nose? Here, this will stop the run. Okay, I've got a fever. Well, this will bring the fever down. But what's causing the fever? That's what I'm saying. A lot of times, so am I saying that they're not trying to cure cancer? I'm sure somebody is. But somebody was trying to make a car that did 100 miles on a gallon of gas too, and they're all dead because they don't want you coming up with a car that does 100 miles to the gallon. They don't want that. They're not making money off of that. It's the same way with medicine. They're making money on keeping you alive, but not curing your disease or your problem that you have. Let's not find a way to get you off of of what's causing you to be sick. Let's just give you something so you feel better about it. That's what I'm saying. And I think it's true. Are there doctors out there that are trying to help you? Of course there are. Are there doctors that are trying to cure the cold or the flu or of course there are. But they haven't found anything, and when they get close, they get bought out. Oh, look, I found something that kind of works. Okay, how much you want for it? We'll give you here $5 million, and you sign a contract that says that you're going to stop working on it, and you can't bring it ever up again, and you can't talk to the media about it. It belongs to us now. We're going to put it in a vault someplace, and nobody's going to see it forever because we can't make money on that. We need you to be sick to make money on you. I've got diabetes. Diabetes is one of those things that I don't mean to say that doctors love people with diabetes. But when somebody comes in and says, I just broke my leg, can you put a cast on it and it'll get better in about 6 months? Okay, yeah, we can do that. Here, give me a little bit of money. Somebody comes in and says they have diabetes. Oh my God, this is money for life. If we can keep him alive for 50 years, we'll make money off him for 50 years. Because before I got diabetes, I never took an aspirin for a headache. Never. I don't like taking medicine at all. As soon as I found out I had diabetes, the next thing you know, I'm carrying bags of medicine. I take 4 pills in the morning, 4 pills at night before I go to bed. And they're all different. And I take an injection every day, and I take an injection once a week, and then I take another injection every other week. Okay, all of these things are costing me thousands of dollars a month for the medicine I take. And I happen to have the money to pay for it. So, a lot of people don't. And fortunately for me, the insurance pays for a lot of it, but I pay somewhere around, $1,500 a month for insurance, for health insurance, something like that. So insurance does pay a good share of it, but some of the stuff I take, other people can't afford because their insurance won't pay for it. And I had one shot that I was taking that was $10,000 a shot. That's what it was costing. Now, I found a way around paying for it. I wrote letters to the company and I said, look, this is me. This is my health situation. This is my age. This is my situation. You know, there's no way I can afford your medicine, but if your medicine helps me, I can be a poster boy for you. So I talked to a lot of the medicine, you know, places into paying for the medicine. They'd send me some, and they would. I had to be on a study, so they said, okay, we'll send you the medicine if you send us your labs when you get your labs done, so we can see what that medicine is doing to you and how much it's helping or not helping. What are the side effects, things like that. So I agreed to do that if I could get the medicine, and they paid for the medicine. And then, of course, the medicine comes out, and the more people that get it, the cheaper it gets. So medicine, when it first comes out, nobody can afford it. But after it's been out a while, a certain length of time, the price comes down because there's more people using it. You know, they've gotten enough money out of it to pay for the research that it took to make the medicine. As soon as that happens, then the price comes down and more people can get it. And that's just how it works. Is it your turn to play on the Xbox, Tim? Well, that's not. This soapbox is not political. This is health wise. Dylan says he's sorry for that. Well, that's the way of the world. That's the way of the world. There's been so many stories about people that have made cars that can, you know, carburetors on cars that they could run a car on a gallon of gas all day and do thousands of miles, and then the guy ends up, oh geez, he stubbed his toe in his front yard, fell and broke his neck. He's dead. Oh geez. Well, what happened to his patent? What patent? You guys know who Tesla was, right? Tesla was a genius. And Nikola Tesla. The day he died, the FBI showed up at his apartment and cleaned it out. They took every stitch of paper, every notebook he had. They took everything. Because he had been working on a system to take electricity out of the air and shoot it across the country like you do radio waves or television waves, and it'd be pretty much free electricity for everybody. That's what he was working on, and he was getting pretty close to having it, if he didn't already have it. But it's funny, they just showed up on his doorstep of his apartment, and everything was gone in hours, in just a few hours. Okay, what's that, corn? Let's go put the corn away. I'm going the wrong way. I need to go that way. Walk this way. That's why I worry about Elon Musk. There's a lot of people don't like Elon. But there's a lot of people don't like anybody. But what worries me about people like Elon is he's one that I think, from what he's said and done, that is actually trying to improve things for mankind and that kind of thing. You know, electric cars are, I don't know much about them except for they're too damn expensive, and we're not ready to completely go with electric cars. For one thing, you can't afford them. But anyway, I mean, look, he's tried to make internet more available to anybody that needs it with his satellite systems. And I've seen some of these people that are traveling around the country in RVs and stuff. They don't have access to internet in most of the places they're at. And so they get that Starlink. And the Starlink's kind of expensive. But then it's actually cheaper than what I pay. I have a commercial account for my YouTube because I live in a little dinky little town that the best internet, we don't have fiber optics here. We don't even have competition. You know, we have to get ours from the cable company, our internet. And I pay about $130 some a month for internet for a commercial account. So that's the only way I can guarantee I'm going to get the best internet I can get, you know, for live streaming and doing the stuff I want to do. If I lived in the city, I'd just get fiber optics, and they could probably cheapen what I'm paying now, and I'd have 10 times the internet. But I don't have that ability. But some of these people that have this Starlink, you know, they just put it on the top of their van and they get internet wherever they're at because it's coming down from the satellite, and it works really good, I guess. What's my favorite crop? Corn. No reason. I just like doing corn. I grew up with cornfields and stuff. Jeremy's in the house. Jeremy, how are you today? Who's Shruti? I've been called a lot of things, but I've never been called Shruti. Doing sugar beets. I don't actually mind doing sugar beets. What I mind is planting them. They're better than they used to be. Remember in the old days when we had to plant sugar beets and the biggest planter you could get was only like 3 meters wide, and you'd go 10 feet and have to refill it? So you're either lacking in the typing, or you're not doing a good job of killing people. What are you, making them really sick first and then taking them out? I didn't get anything for my birthday because nobody can. Well, 2 reasons. None of my family can figure out what the hell I need, because if I have a need for something, I just buy it. So they don't know what to get me. The second one is they can't afford me. Like if I wanted a new drone, let's say, well, it's a couple $1,000s, because I'm not going to just get any drone. Well, they can't. My kids can't afford that. So I got absolutely nothing for my birthday except for the cake I made myself. Carol made me a cake because I said, I'm making myself a cake and nobody's getting it. This is my cake. And so Carol said, okay, I'll make you another cake, and then the whole family can have cake. Okay, works for me. So, Goldie, you need to stop. So anyway, Carol said, well, what do you need a new tractor for, Scoerp? Carol said, "Why don't you just get yourself something for your birthday? What do you need?" And I said, "Well, that's the problem. I don't really need anything." Well, what about a new game? And I said, "I got games I haven't played. I got, a couple hundred games on Steam. I guarantee you, maybe 160 of them I've never played. I got about 160 games I've never even put on my computer. I just buy them because they're on sale. And telling myself that someday I'll have time to play them. And I haven't played them. But I have one of those billfolds that look like this. I don't know if you can see it. They're metal and they can't be scanned. And my kids got this for me for Christmas, I don't know how many years ago. But it's nice. I like it. It's small because I've never liked carrying a wallet. I used to carry a wallet, but for years and years and years, all I had was a money clip. And I would take my credit card and my driver's license, and then I would take like a $20, $40 bill, a couple 20s, and wrap around it in a money clip. So the money clip looked like I just had a couple bills in it, which I did, but in between the bills was my credit cards. So that's all I carried, and I carried it in my front pocket for years and years and years. Then they came out with these, and but this one is kind of weird. It's got a money clip on the front. I guess you can see it. And then there's this little thummy thing on the bottom that you push up, and your credit cards come up. But then that's all of the credit cards and my license right there. So then I have to pull out the card I want, give it to the people. They give it back, then I have to stick it back in. So it's kind of a little bit of a hassle. So I bought one last night for $90 that has a money clip like this, and it'll hold, I can't remember how many cards, but on the side there's a button. You push the button and the cards just pop up, and you just grab the one you want. So anyway, that should be her Saturday. There's my birthday present. That's what I got. And the funny part is I never carry cash. I don't carry cash unless I'm going to town. If I go to town, if I'm going to the big city and I'm going to be out amongst the great unwashed, as I call them, people, in other words, I will carry cash. I'll get like $100 in 20s and put it on my money clip. I've done that for years because you're in the city. Somebody comes up to you and sticks a knife in your side and says, "Give me all your money." And you say, "Oh, I don't have any." They think you're lying. They think that you're, being difficult. They're already scared and nervous. And so they may just stab you because you're lying to them, because telling them you don't have anything. So what I do is I carry the money. If somebody comes up and says, "Give me all your money," here, take it. Here it is. This is all I got. It's on a money clip. Here, take it. And hopefully they'll take it and run and leave me alone. So, the odds are with you. They may be just out to stab you in the first place. Nowadays, people do stupid things. How many times have you seen in the news where somebody's walking down the streets in New York and some guy just jumps out of an alley and hits them as hard as they can in the head and then runs off laughing? It's a thing now. It's a thing that kids, young men are doing for fun. They did it to, what's that actor that played Honey, I Shrunk Up the Kids? The little guy. He played in Spaceballs, where he was Dark Helmet. I'm Surrounded by Assholes. You remember that guy? He also played the accountant in Ghostbusters, where he was the key master or something or other. That's what happened to him. Here's this guy couple years ago was just walking down the streets of New York, and some big old guy came up and just slammed him in the side of the head, and knocked him out on the sidewalk, and then goes off and brags about it. He didn't know who he was hitting. It doesn't matter. That's the game. It's the game. I got nothing else to do, so I'm just going to go out there and see if I can take somebody out with one punch, so that I can brag about it to all my friends. They did eventually catch him. It took them a couple years. They caught that guy. But they did it to somebody else just recently. Just the other day I saw. I don't remember the guy's name, but he's an actor you'd know as soon as you saw him. And it's just crazy what people are doing now. Am I done with corn? No, I'm not. I just started that other field, didn't I? Rick Moranis, yeah. Wait a minute. This has got corn in it. I thought I took the corn out. Doesn't matter. I'm going to another cornfield, but you should do some dry corn. Tim, that's what I'm doing with this corn. Why? That's why. That's why I'm doing corn. That's all I've been doing since I started this map, is drying corn, pretty much, till I added this stuff. There's my corn dryer right there. Oh, sorry. I'm just, never mind. Let me get back on the combine, get this guy going. Okay, Tim, that's what I'm going to do with the corn. I'm going to take it over to the dryer. La 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 la. Da la 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 la. Christmas songs? I'm Clement. Oh, today's the first day of summer. So today's the longest day of the year. It's supposed to be in the 70s today, but it isn't. It's only 60 something. So I don't think we're going to get a day of summer this year. I'm driving as fast as I can to air it out, because notice there's no cover on the bin. We're going to air dry it. I got a little popcorn popper over there we're going to use. Remember those? The air dry popcorn. Did they still have those? The air dry ones? Where you just put stuff in there and it would start like a hair dryer up underneath it and get it hot enough to pop the corn. They still make those? I'm guessing that Lori must have went to camp now. She must be at camp. Dang it. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm looking at the clock again today. It's only been a half hour. God. I don't know why I'm in this mood. I just don't want to. I don't know. Maybe it's time for a new map or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting bored. No, I don't recall. Have I been looking at the clock when I do Fallout 4. $91. It's you've got a cool day. Enjoy it. And he just blew a bomb up and scared me. This is weird. I just hired that worker and it worked. I didn't think I could hire a worker on these fields since they're not numbered fields. Didn't I just? Yeah, I just hired a worker. I didn't think I could do that. I've tried it before and it didn't seem to work. What did Chewy do? And I missed it. Andy did the mushroom cloud. Oh, Chewy did the Rude Man way and I missed it. Darn. You got to remember, I don't see that stuff that you see on the screen. Like, I can't see the chat on the screen. You guys can see. I don't see any of that stuff. I don't have me on the screen. And I don't see the camera. I have to look at a different monitor to see any of that. Just like you guys are watching. Okay, now look. It stopped right there. Why did it stop there? And now it's going to go. This is weird. Huh. I don't know why it did that. Why is it doing that? I missed that one too. What was it? Oh, he did it again. Chewy did it again. All right. And he's doing mead. Did Chewy do that twice? Ethan McGilly. Hi, how are you? That's kind of an interesting name. You know what? I'm seeing the delays. What's going on? I just saw Chewy do Rude Man Way over on Twitch, just now. So I'm getting a delay. Chewy's playing with the dog now. The only way I know you guys do that is when I hear the sound it makes. So I hear the sound, and then I have to look to see what it is that somebody's doing. Okay, now it just went on Twitch over here. I've got Twitch on one computer over here, and I've got YouTube on this computer over here, and then I'm playing on this one. And the one up there just shows the out. I've got a camera on outside, so... Anyway. Andy's milking the cow. He saves all the cream for me, so I like whipped cream. All right, what was I doing? Oh, I was doing GPS. All right, so let's create a track, it says. All right, I guess. Da, 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 da. Scorpions playing with Piper. I noticed I forgot to change my shirt today. I get up every morning, put a clean... I'm not saving. I get up every morning after a shower and put on a clean shirt and stuff. And then, but before I do the live stream, I'll put another shirt on. And it's generally a dress shirt or something. This is just a long sleeve T-shirt I got, and you know it's new. I got a whole bunch of these. I don't know what it says, whatever this is. This logo here, I don't know what it means. Some of them have a spider on them. I get these spider clothes, and the ones that have the spider on them, they're the kind of clothes that are supposed to be cool outside and protect you from the sun. So they're very breathable. You know, they're real light texture. And there's Lori. I thought Lori that maybe you'd went to camp and couldn't come on during camp. I don't know what that camp situation is for you. So I don't know how it works, whether you don't get internet while you're at camp, or I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. Anyway, I thought maybe you were at camp. I don't know nothing. All right, here we go. Back at it. Let's see. Lori says hello. Andy says, whoops. What? How do you redeem oops? I don't have anything called oops. Yes, you're at camp. You mentioned a week or so ago that you didn't think you were going to do camp next year. Jordan McGilly. Hi, Jordan. Is that the same? Was that the same? Are we getting more than one McGilly? I saw somebody named McGilly a minute ago, and I didn't think it was Jordan. Jordan, how you doing? We got McGillies coming out of the woodwork. I was trying to think if I actually knew a real life Jordan. I don't think I ever met. I've never met somebody named Jordan. And what I mean by that is I've heard the name Jordan many times, but I've never actually had a friend named Jordan or went to school with somebody named Jordan. Okay, it stopped again. So I guess whatever the fluke is that lets me hire a worker doesn't work that well, because I tried it again and it stopped. Jordan says he's good. That's good to hear. One of Leslie's friends is named Jordan. I know Jordan Peterson. Got to get this grass off or I can't plow these fields. So at some point I have to do it. I think that's why I'm getting kind of, I can't say I'm getting necessarily bored of this map, but it is pretty repetitious. I mean, you know, the fields are so big that you can't just come in and mow the grass in 15 minutes, you know. It takes like 3 live streams to get the grass mowed, another 2 or 3 live streams to get it picked up. So I'm sitting here just going up and down the field, and chatting my ass off, you know what I mean? Which isn't working, by the way. Although maybe it is. Carol said that, you know, my ass isn't as big as it used to be. But then neither's the rest of me, so. Yeah, I know. Too much information, right? You have a friend in Scotland called Jordan? Well, we had that map that I played. Wasn't that Jordan? So I have to ask Jordan, is Jordan McGilly your real name? Or is that just an internet name? Just curious. We went through this earlier in the stream, how I like to know how people come up with their names. To me, it's just interesting how people come up with their names, the story behind it. And so I was wondering if it's your real name. That's pretty easy. But if it's not your real name, then see, you can go around, there's something interesting to talk about. You can walk around the neighborhood and say, hey, I'm not Jordan McGilly, but I play him on YouTube. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. There's a Jordan beer. And still I look at the clock and it's not 2 o'clock. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You know what? I said yesterday I was going to do something particular today, didn't I? But now I don't know if I want to. And I'm going to see if anybody can guess what it was I was talking about. I said, oh, tomorrow I think I'll do. And now I'm not sure if I want to. I could give you a hint if you can't figure it out. Nobody wants to play games anymore. So nobody's going to probably guess. They'll say, what do we care? What you said yesterday. We don't care. Hell, I don't either. I don't care what I said yesterday. Well, I said I was going to do it, so I have to do it. I'm not that kind of person. I said I was going to do it, but I changed my mind. So there. Some people, I said, I guess I have to do it. I said it. No, I'm not like that. But the hell no, I changed my mind. No, Chewy, I haven't actually thought about it. What I actually have thought about, though, was going back and getting some of my old videos, like from Farm Sim 13 and Farm Sim 15, and putting them back up on YouTube and do it as a premiere. Now, the only way I can do that is to re-upload the video and change it so that I can give you an example. Let's say the first video I ever did was a 15-minute video, exactly a 15-minute video, and the size of the video was X amount of pixels, right? I could take that same video, but I have to change it somehow. And so one of the ways you can change it is to put it back in the editor and just add an introduction to it. Hi, I'm Rude Man. I did this video about 7 years ago, and I think it'd be fun to watch it again. So we're going to watch it again. I hope you enjoy it. That's all I have to do. Say something like that, add it to the video, and it changes the size of the video. It changes it from 15 minutes to 15, 16, to 17 minutes, let's say. And it changes the size of the video from 1 gig to 1.2 gigs. Okay, so then when I put that back up there, YouTube doesn't know it's not this, that it's the same movie, because it's not the same size, and I might rename it something else. But if I do it as a premiere, then what I could do was we could watch one of my old nostalgic videos, and I could be in the chat with you. I won't be in the camera. I'll be in the chat and just saying and just talking like anybody else watching the show. So that's what the premiere lets you do. If you do a premiere video, that's what it does. Okay, let's. Let's get rid of this. Here. But I've actually not ever thought about playing the game again. Farm Sim 13 had something in it that I miss. It may be the only thing that I miss about the earlier games. And as soon as I say it, some of you will know what I'm talking about, because I've said it many times before. In 2013, you had the ability to crash into vehicles. And so when I would get out on the highway with my truck full of grain, I would run cars off the road, the NPC cars off the road. Go back and watch some of those Farm Sim 13s and you'll see me cackling like an old hen about being so tickled that I ran somebody off the road. One time I did it and I said, oh my God, I just ran somebody's grandma off in a ditch. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Rob's in the house. Lori had him tied up in the back of the tent or the cabin, whatever it is you're staying in at the camp. He cut his bonds. Scorpion served up a little bit of mead. Jordan put a pint of beer up. I'm doing good, Rob. Doing good. Rob escaped. Oh. Rob's loose.
Oh, yeah.
Andy's throwing up a round of his own brew. I still got 2 minutes left. Nobody guessed that I can tell what it is I said yesterday I was going to do that I may or may not do today. Nobody guessed. Anybody want a hint? Or do you even care? Probably don't care. Yeah. She's going to have to get a bigger hook. Get better bait. You heard Farmer's Dynasty 2? I don't know. Last time I checked, it wasn't out yet. Okay, let me give you a hint for anybody that doesn't care. Close your eyes. I'll give you a hint. There. It's very quick. One more time. I better go check on the corn huskers. Oh my God, they're gonna fight over this one. Let's stop this guy and get him out of the way. Move it or lose it, buddy. Yeah, that was it. Jeremy says Dr. Pepper. That was it. I said that I was thinking it'd been a while since I'd had a Dr. Pepper during soup du jour, and I was thinking about doing that today. Now, I have two kinds of Dr. Pepper. I know which one I'm going to do because they're rare And when they're gone, they're gone. Rare for me. And it's time. It's here. It's howdy doody time. Tutti fruity time. When is Farmers Dynasty 2 coming out? The last time I looked, there wasn't any release date. So, yeah, we're gonna do something. If I can find one, we gotta find one first. Way down at the bottom. That's why I said it was rare. Way down at the bottom, I found one. It's Dr. Pepper Zero. Dr. Pepper in combination with cream soda. I used to like, when I was young, cream soda pop. I didn't like it as much when I got older. And then I got diabetes and couldn't have sugar. And that changed the flavor. It changed the taste of it. So I never drank it again. So it's kind of nice that they've got it mixed with Dr. Pepper, because I like Dr. Pepper. And it kind of covers the cream soda. It gives you a little bit of the taste of a cream soda. Just enough to remind me what it was that I liked about it. All right, pop a top. Take a quick swizz. Oh, yeah. That hits the spot. All right, that hit the spot, and now Godzilla turns into a pussycat. That's what Godzilla does. Nathan McTurnan. Hey, Andy. That's what Rob said. Nathan's saying hi to Ethan. So Jordan, are you Ethan?
Oh, yeah.
The only Ethan I know is Ethan Allen, and he makes furniture. And it costs a lot of money. It's spendy furniture. I actually know, because I've got a chair behind me that's a recliner. It's all real leather, and it cost me about $1,500. It's an Ethan Allen. It's my reading chair that I sit in when I read. I've got a library behind me. I've got 2 full walls of floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. And this is not it's not a large room, but it's not a small one either. I don't know how many books I've got. Several thousand, I guess. Anyway, where was I? I was doing corn. I was. Let's continue on. Get old Goldie over here. Farmers Dynasty 2, yesterday at 1:23. No exact date yet. Okay. Well, that's what I thought, because I went and looked, and it had no date. And so I figured it's going to be a while. And it's probably a pretty good bet that it's going to be a while. Because when a game is ready to be released, they want you to know that it's coming soon. If they pop out there and say they don't have a date, then they don't know. So I'm thinking it's going to be a while before it actually comes out. Okay, so I'm just going to start this guy here and see which way he goes on the other end. And then We can take this guy. Is Andy not here? No, Andy's here. Do you work? Nathan, I do work. I'm 71 years old. I retired about 11 years ago. So I've worked for about 50 years. Because I've been started working when I was like shit. I was working when I was 6, 7 years old on the farm. And then when I was in junior high and high school, I would cut asparagus in the morning, catch a school bus. In the afternoon, I'd come back and go out in the orchards and work. I've been working since I was old enough to walk. So I put about 50 some years into work and retired about 11 years ago. And I'm 71. I turned 71 last week. So I guess if I'm working, it would have to be this. I was knee-high to a no, grasshoppers were big, not as big back then. I don't know where I'm going with this corn. Let's go this way. Maybe back to the farm. We'll head back to the farm. Woohoo! You know, I should check and see if the dryer needs anything. It might. I just shut my engine off. All right, let's check. Let's see. We'll go to our factories here. Sunflowers, sunflower oil. Really? I'm doing olives right now. I don't have any sunflowers. I haven't harvested them yet. Okay. I did do some canola, didn't I? Nope, maybe not. I'm doing olives right now. And I can do corn oil. I did not realize that. I've been drying all the corn. I wasn't doing corn oil. Okay, sweet. All right. Let's see. Olives, I'm just producing. Pardon me. Unprofessional. I can't help it. The soda, it's bubbly. All right. It's the corn dryer I was looking at, or I wanted to look at. So I only have the corn I just put in there. So the corn dryer was empty. I've got plenty of propane, and there are some dried corn to pick up. So I should probably go ahead and grab what corn I've put in there and pull it out and move it over to the dryer. I got plenty of things to make oil out of, so I don't want to make corn oil. I don't have to. There's a ton of other things I can make oil. I can even make the soybeans into oil. Soy oil. Soy oil. So let's just take the corn that I've got and we'll pop it in the corn dryer. Chewy says if he won the lottery, I would become a farmer. Wow. Really? If I won the lottery, no one would ever hear from me again. I don't care about the lottery anymore. I got enough money to get me to my grave. But I always thought that if I won money, I would have a plan. I'd put a plan together when I was young. One of them was what Scorpion said. You'd never hear from me again. My plan was, if let's say I won several $1,000,000, first thing I'd do, I'd go into a lawyer and I'd change my name. I'd sell everything I had. I would get my money and invest all of it, except for enough to buy another place to live as a new person. If I had a cell phone, I'd throw it out in a garbage can. I wouldn't tell anybody where I went, and I would just disappear and live off my money. The first thing that happens if you won a bunch of money, you'd start hearing from churches in the neighborhood you never heard of. You'd be getting calls from aunts and uncles and cousins you never knew you had. You'd start to be called by every politician that wants you to invest in their, in their career. You'd start getting calls from anybody that needed any kind of money for any reason. You'd just be hounded all the time for money. You'd have friends you never knew you had. I wouldn't put up with that. I'd just disappear. Start a new life. I wouldn't spend it, though. I'd put it away. If I won several $1,000,000, you have no idea how much that really is. If you're just living from paycheck to paycheck, like most people, you have no idea how much a couple $1,000,000 would do for you if you actually had it. If you invested it correctly, you could invest it and take the interest off of it and live 10 times higher on the hog than you are currently with a full-time job, just from the interest. I know I put money away in my youth because I didn't think that that Social Security would be a thing. I thought it would go away or be taken away, and I thought that that retirement is weird. If you're getting your retirement strictly from your job, then what happens if that business that you work for goes out of business? What if they go bankrupt? What happens to your retirement? You're not going to get it. So in my 20s, I decided I would take my own money and invest it and put it away. And they can't, I could lose it if the stock market goes or, if things don't go quite the way it is. But you don't put it all in the same basket. I had money all over the place. Some of it made good, some of it didn't. In the long run, it all grew. And so when I retired, I had my own money to retire on. And then I still had a retirement from my job. So that was great. I did good. I didn't retire from a company that went bankrupt. I still get Social Security because for some reason they haven't gotten rid of it. So all of that's gravy. But what little bit of money I put away, I was able to retire on the interest. And it isn't close to being anywhere, millions of dollars. So if you got $1,000,000, I'd put it away and live off the interest so that the money never went away. It's always there. Some people, they'll get retirement and they'll just spend it all. Just spend it. Buy a new house. Okay, that's fine, but if you buy a new house, where'd the money go? Into the house. Did you think about how much a house that expensive would cost you to live in? Have you thought about taxes and insurance over the years? If you spent all the money buying the house, how are you going to pay for the insurance and the taxes on it? Because all that stuff keeps growing. Taxes today are going to be a lot more tomorrow. Insurance on a car used to cost, $20. I used to be able, when I was young, to go in and see a doctor for a problem and hand him a $20 bill at the end of the day. You didn't used to have insurance for medical. You had to pay the man. That same doctor appointment now costs you thousands of dollars. What you could get for $20 back then. It's the same with housing, insurance, all that stuff. It costs a lot of money. You got to repair the roof if the roof goes bad. If you have a storm and the fence goes down, you got to replace it. If you spend all the money buying it, I knew people that went out and bought cars and boats and skidoos, and 2 years later they were all of those things were in the backyard rotting because they'd wrecked them or they had they'd wore out, and all that money they won is gone now, and they actually 2-3 years later have nothing to show for it. Put a damper on that conversation, didn't I? Didn't mean to. Uh-oh. I got combines fighting each other. I don't know why this guy stopped. He just stopped working. Get back to work, lazy buns. Well, my money would be under a trust named Nunya Trust. Trust Nunya. I trust Nunya. Bet they had fun for a couple years, maybe. In actuality, I've known some people that did that, and they actually didn't have fun. And the reason they didn't have fun, they were on a fixed income, and they won the lottery. And they took the money and spent it on pickups and boats and skidoos. And then when the next month rolled around and they went to get their check to live on, they said, "You're not getting your check." Well, why not? You just won $20,000. That's more than you make in a year. And so now you make too much money to get your check that you normally get to live on. So now they had these cars and boats and toys, but they didn't have any food because they didn't have an income, because they were living on Social Security or welfare or whatever they were living on. And the same thing happened to somebody that's working. I knew somebody that they won quite a bit of money, several $100,000, and they both had good jobs, and they spent the money lickety split. And again, now they had a bigger house and brand new cars and all that kind of stuff, but that still costs you money to run. And now the income that they were making wasn't enough, because that money that they won put them in a whole other tax bracket, and they owed so much in taxes they had to sell a bunch of stuff to pay their taxes because they didn't think it through. You got to think that stuff through. When you don't get stuff for nothing in this world. Everything has a cost to it. There's nothing free. People call me on the phone, "Hey, give us your name and address. We want to send you a free gift." No, thank you. Well, don't you want something free? It's free. No, it's not. Someplace down the line, there's going to be something to pay for. There always is. Nothing is free. And it could be that it's not you paying for it. It could be they'll say, no, I'm paying for it, so it is free. Well, no, it's not, because you're paying for it. Like I said, there's nothing that's actually free. Somebody has to pay. And it might not be you. It works the same way as if you found something in a grocery store, like a 6-pack of pop. Finders keepers, look what I got, a free case of pop. It wasn't free. Somebody bought it and left it there and forgot it. And then when they got home, oh my God, what happened to my pop? I didn't get the pop I bought. So yeah, somebody paid for it, and it wasn't you. So it wasn't free. That's why I never take stuff like that. If I was in a grocery store and I went outside and there was a 6-pack of pop in the bottom shelf of a shopping cart, most people would say, "Oh, finders keepers, I'm taking that home." I wouldn't. I'd take it back into the grocery store and tell them that I found this in one of your grocery carts outside, knowing that somebody that paid for that pop will get home and they'll look at their receipt and say, yeah, I paid for it, but it's not here. And they will call the store. And if it's a decent store, the store's going to say, yeah, it was found in the parking lot. You can come pick it up. I never take stuff like that. If I found a $100 bill on the sidewalk, I take it to the police station and say, look, I found $100 on the sidewalk. I don't know what to do with it. It make me feel good. I'd feel as good doing that as if I actually took the money and spent it on something fun to do. Because I would always, in the back of my mind, be thinking somebody worked hard for that money and they didn't get it, and it wasn't mine to spend. And I would feel bad. I wouldn't feel good about it. This came about when I was a kid. I had a friend of mine said, come on, we're going to go get some stuff at the store. And I said, I don't have any money. He says, you don't need any money. He says, I'll show you. And he went home and he got a grocery bag that had a receipt in it. And we went back to the store, and he went in and started chucking candy in the bag. And he says, if anybody asks you, say, we already bought this, here's the receipt. And he said that most of the time they won't even look at the receipt. Well, I thought, okay, fine. So I went in, I grabbed me a bunch of Twinkies and a cream soda. And while I'm putting it in the bag, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I turn around, there's the store owner, about 6'5" of him, tapping me on the back, grabbed me by the collar and hauled my ass back to his office. I was so scared, and I swore after that I would never steal ever again, and I never have, that I know of. Never say never. Don't use absolutes, because you can never say never. I might have accidentally taken something, didn't realize it. But I try to be an honest person. I lie just like everybody else, but I try not to. I can't tell you how many times a day I take the Lord's name in vain. And as soon as I do, I say, oh gosh, I can't believe I just did that. I'm sorry. And I tell him I'm sorry, but you hear that all the time, people damning God. They say it all the time. And I do quite often, and I don't want to, and I feel bad about it. And I just did it yesterday afternoon, and I thought, I'm going to go to hell because I can't stop doing it. I've done it a couple times today and don't mean to. But anyway, I'm probably going to rot in hell. All right, I got this little corner done. Let's go back to work. And where? Oh, there I am. Wow. That's a big chunk of the field, isn't it? None your business. I like that. Yeah, the store might put it back, but what I'm trying to say is it wasn't mine. You know, what the store does, that's on their conscience. If it's a decent business and I forgot something, you know, if I got home and found something on my receipt and called and said, look, I didn't get the pop that I bought, I've got the receipt. If it's a decent store, which most of the ones around here are, they'll say, well, bring the receipt in and we'll get it, you know, and, you know, we'll take care of it for you. That's stuff like that's actually happened to us. And that Carol has done something that paid for something she didn't get. But if it's that kind of business, you know, that put it back on the shelf, and then if somebody calls in and says, well, we don't know anything about it, you're just shit out of luck. That's not the kind of business I want to deal with. And they get theirs in the end, just like the Scorpions of the world that are the finders keepers guys. Hey, you got to face your maker one of these days. I don't want to have to make anything up. Tell what, it was an accident. Who put that in my cart? Anyway, you guys can do anything you want. I don't care. I'm just telling you the way I am. I have to live with myself. Matthew. Well, that's what I've told people. I'm no prude. You can hear me cussing all the time. Although there's a difference between, you know, publicly cursing and taking the Lord's name in vain. That's the real curse there. If I say the shit, that's just slang. That's a bodily function. You know, is it something you should be saying in public? No, I won't. You know, I don't. I am Matthew. Indeed. I only got what Godzilla dribbles, though. He hogs it. He hogs all the Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper. But it's Dr. Pepper Zero. I don't know what that means. Does it just mean non-sugar? These soda companies keep talking about naming their soda Zero. I don't know what that. Zero what? Is it zero sugar, 0 calories, 0 caffeine? I don't know what the zero is. I mean, they even, now they're calling Godzilla Zero. Does that mean he went on a diet or something? Oh, my back's killing me today. By the way, anything I said today is no reflection on anybody else. I'm just talking about how I live with myself. I'm not like these vegans that'll go after you for eating meat. I don't care what you eat. Eat whatever you like. Because I'm gonna eat exactly what I like. I just don't want somebody telling me that I'm, less of a decent human being because I don't eat lettuce. And that they're better than I am. I don't care. You're going to die sick and lonely. Eat that damn vegetarian stuff. I like that one thing that Bill said. My food craps on your food. And the thing of it is I'm not really a big meat eater. We don't eat a whole lot of meat. We eat a lot of hamburger, because we'll have hamburgers and we'll have meatloaf and we'll have chili. I'll make chili with hamburger. I make a lot of stuff with hamburger. We eat a lot of hamburger. We don't eat a lot of steak. It's rare for us to get it rare to have a steak. We just choose not to spend all of our food budget on meat, but most of what we eat is meat. Like if you get occasionally, I'll do what those you know what ramen noodles are, right? So you buy these ramen noodles in a package and you heat up the noodles, and then there's a little package of flavoring, seasoning stuff, right? I won't eat the kind that's chicken. I don't want chicken. I want beef. So, even so, there are people that won't let you fry your French fries in some kind of grease that has meat in it of some kind. I mean, I know we already ran over that. How many years ago was it that McDonald's got hit by vegetarians saying that they were using something in their grease to make the French fries that had meat products in it for the flavoring, and vegetarians just went ape crap over that. So then they changed, and their French fries were never the same, in my opinion. So if you don't want the French fries, don't buy them. Don't ruin them for everybody else that likes them. Commute time? Is it 3 o'clock yet? I keep looking at the clock. It's not. Leslie eats it every day. Yeah, I don't eat it every day. I eat it quite often, though, because there's a lot of times where I just want something light for lunch or something. I'm not starving and I don't want to eat a big meal. And I'll just cook up some ramen noodles. They're good. I like them. I probably ruin them because I pour soy sauce all over them. But Carol buys these big packages of ramen noodles, and half of them are beef and half of them are chicken. I'll take all the beef, and then you can buy beef bouillon, and you can buy beef bouillon in either a cube or in a powder, and so sometimes if we're out of the beef kind, I'll get a chicken one and just put some of that beef bouillon. There's a couple ways you can get it. 3 ways. You can get it in a powder, you can get it in a cube, or you can get it in liquid form. Just a beef bouillon. And it's beef flavoring, and I'll use that. It's not quite the same, but it doesn't matter because, like I said, I just pour soy sauce in it. So that's pretty much all I can taste is the soy sauce and a little bit of beef flavoring. And there's another thing. I'll use Worcestershire sauce. in a lot of stuff if I want beef flavoring, and that helps. Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, is that what it is? I kind of figured it was, but I'm just making a fuss over it. It's like everything else. I know exactly what the zero is, but I won't have anything to talk about if I don't make fun of it. It's just like all these videos. Scorpion will tell you, every time I say, God, what am I supposed to do with this? I know exactly what to do with it. I'm just being entertaining. I did that so much, my wife, she doesn't watch my videos, but she used to listen to me. And after I'd do a video, she'd come in and say, God, Rudy, the way you do it, your videos, people are going to think you're a friggin' idiot. And I said, what? That's just the entertainment part, you know? If I go in there and do everything exactly right every time, what's the fun of that? And I told you, because I've seen it, a lot of these guys that play these games where they go through and wipe out everybody and get a perfect score, they probably did that 100 times to get the perfect score. And I know a lot of them that do that. They'll go through and let's just take Fallout 4 that I'm playing now. Let's say you saw me go through the castle, and how many times did I get killed by that damn thing or some other thing that I go through? And I got killed 5 or 6 times before I ever made it through. I know a lot of YouTubers that do the same thing, and the only one that you actually see is the one where they went through and did it and got it done. You don't get to see all the times that they got killed like I did. To me, it's more entertaining for me to play it like I play it. If I get killed, and there's plenty of times where I tried to do a quest that I was too weak for. I just wait. I'll do it later. And then, a couple weeks later, when I've gained experience in the game, I'll come back through and do it again until I finally get through it. But a lot of YouTubers won't let you see that. They don't, oh God, they'll think I'm not very good at this if I show them how many times it took me to do it. I don't know why they do that. I think that the making mistakes and stuff is the fun part. It's funny. How many times have you seen me spend an hour trying to get through a part in a game where I end up getting killed and I haven't saved my game and I just lost an hour of work? You don't see me crying and rage quitting. I just laugh it off. I said, I just laugh it off. It's funny. It's my own fault. I should have saved the damn game. I can't blame anybody but me. But I think it's funny. I can't tell you how many times I've had to start a game over because I screwed up. I've played games where I spent hours. I'm talking days, weeks.
Yeah.
Playing a game, and I get halfway through, and somebody comes up with something and says, if you'd have started the game with this or this or this, cheers, Lori. If you'd have started the game with this and this and this, it would have been much easier by the time you got to the point you're at. Oh, really? I never saw it that way. I didn't think of it that. I'll start the game over. I'll say, fine. I'll delete the save game and start over. That's just the way I am. I just want to have fun playing the game, and if it makes it easier for me, I'll just stop that and go back and play over. That's why I have so many characters when I play a game. Somebody will say, do you play this farming game? I said, do I? I've got how many copies of this game? Red Dead Redemption. I've got 2 accounts for PC one for PlayStation and one for Xbox. And I play them all. And I've started them over and played them from the start again. Uh-oh. My combine's getting low on fuel. How's that happening? Let's get this guy started up. I'm gonna see if we got anything to sell here. I was thinking of something. What was it? Olives. Seeds. Okay, so olives take seeds. Olive oil. Okay, so they're still there. Do I have canola? I don't know if I want to do that or not. Nah, I'm okay. I'll just leave it the way it is. Let's go see if we got stuff to sell. I know I've got dried corn to sell, right? Or did I sell it? I don't think I did. That's corn. That's not dried corn. There's the dried corn. Oh, I have 500,000 in dried corn to sell. This factory's kind of strange. Well, it's not really. You can screw up. I could have thought that that corn was the dried corn and sold my corn before it got dried, because this keeps it separate. As it's drying, it puts it in a different bin. So if I for some reason had all of my corn in the dryer, and then I found out that the animals needed corn to eat, but I don't have any, I still do. I can just come to the factory and take the corn out that I put in there that hadn't dried yet. Yeah, well, he was 88. Oh, Scorpion has it there. Yeah, Carol told me just as I was coming back to the live stream, she told me that he'd passed away. And I asked her, well, how old was he? And she said 88. I said, well, he did okay. He's got me beat so far. Look, the little corn stalk has a sun on it. Clear down below. The little icon. It's got a sun on the corn. Oh. That must mean it's dried. Let's see what I get for a half a ton of, or a half a million. Not a half a ton, it's well over a ton. A 500,000 liters of dried corn. And stuff. Doodle doo. The first thing I remember, let's see, Donald Sutherland, there was a couple movies back in the day I remember him in. I wasn't a big fan, per se. He played in a movie that was a compilation of 3 or 4 stories. And they're on a train, and there's a bunch of people on the train, and they're sitting in a car, and this guy comes in, looks like an old gypsy, and he's got those kind of gloves that have the fingers out of them, you know, those cloth gloves, and a hat. He's dressed kind of like a gypsy. And they're all sitting in this car, just minding their own business. One guy's reading a paper, and one guy's smoking a cigar, and another guy's, you know, playing with his mustache or whatever. And somebody sees that this old man's got a deck of tarot cards. And So they ask him about it, and he says, I could read you your fortune if you like. And they all laughed at him. They thought it was pretty funny. Oh, just humor the old man. We got nothing else to do, the guy with the cigar says. And Donald Sutherland was one of them. And so he he says, okay, here, you can read mine. And so the guy pulls the cards out and starts reading them. And he tells him what he sees. And what he sees is it goes into a different part of the movie. And it's Donald Sutherland is this guy that is an architect. And he's working on this house for somebody. And he meets this woman and marries. She's a young, beautiful woman. He marries her. And throughout the story, he finds out she's actually a vampire. And then he ends up getting killed by her. You know, she eats his ass. Anyway, then they go to the next guy, and it's another story. So there's 3 different stories in this movie. And at the end of it, they're all sitting there shaking their heads about, my God, why did you... What? Each one of them was a horrible death for these 3 guys. And they're shaking their head like, wow, what was that all about? Because they're still on the train. And what they don't realize is the train has crashed and they're all dead. And they all died from, whatever. But anyway, I can't remember the name of the movie, but Donald Sutherland was one of the guys. And then there was another one he was in where he was like the pod people. You know, those pod people? He was in one of those where aliens are taking people and reproducing them, and they come out of a pod and they're not the real person. They're another alien, but they look like the person. I don't know where I'm going with this tractor. I guess I better go back home. CFL. I got to check on animals. I hope they've got plenty of food. Uh-oh. Wow. The hay's almost gone. Oh, boy. I better go check on things. My animal's going to be starving. Starving. I wonder if they've made any milk yet. $24 Look, man, they're all down to 0. They've made a lot of poo, though. What the hell? Holsteins, these are 30 months. I don't know what's going on. They're not eating. Is this robot thing not feeding them? What's going on? Have you had trouble with those, Scorpion? Do you know of? Steve Russell, favorite hot dog company. What's that? Oscar Mayer? My baloney has a first name. It's Oskar. Oscar, Osker. Let's see. They don't eat pig food. And that's the corn dryer. I'm not going to get anything out of that. Have I got any feed for them? Because the robot's supposed to be feeding them. If the robot thing's not working, then I might as well just be... I'm wasting my money. Let's see if I even have any. Well, I don't have any total mixed rations. I got lots of wood chips. I thought I sold the wood chips. Holy smokes. I got a lot of wood chips. Did the robot run out of something? Needs 4 components. I don't know. It might have run out of the mineral stuff. As I don't know how to check that except for to, look at this. Yeah, see, this doesn't show the mineral stuff. They must be doing something, or because they've made 92,000 liters of poo-poo. And that's weird that they both have the same amount of poop. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Huh. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. There was nothing here. Canola, sorghum, corn, potatoes, wood chips, silage, grass. I got tons of grass. I got lots of hay. That's for sure. And I've got lots of straw. Mineral feed. All right, let's grab some of that. I got lots of it. While we're waiting, let's take the truck and grab the poo. They're not making milk. They're making chocolate milk is all they're making. They've only made chocolate milk. Why is that? They should be plenty old now. They're 30 months old. That's more than puberty, I'm pretty sure. Don't want to run over my own cattle. All right, while that's filling up, let's take a look. Okay, the slurry's going down. Silage. I have silage, straw, and mineral feed. Silage. I'm out of hay. They're out of hay. Oh. Because it shows a little patch of it, but evidently that doesn't mean anything. Well, hay. I'll put some hay in, I guess. But they still should be making milk by now. Oh, it's still filling. Uh-oh. No, it's done. Okay. Oh, damn. That's a hell of a drop there. I don't know how they would do it. I'm just not very good at it. The landscaping business, I don't know how in the hell to make a smooth. I've tried, and all I do is make it worse. It's so bad. There should be an easier way to do the landscaping. The landscaping in this game sucks. About as bad as I do on playing the game. All right, let's sell the slurry, see what we got out of it. I just did, Tim. Only got $5,000 for it. Oh, is this a dump truck? Okay, this'll work. It's just inside the barn that I need something that's not a dumper. Okay, so Tim either didn't see what I was doing, or there's a delay. And I know there's a delay in the game, but yeah, I already sold the poop. The poop-a-loop. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 69 degrees Fahrenheit.
God, it still isn't.
Expect a low of 50 degrees.
It still isn't 70 degrees. The last 2 years, we only had maybe 3 weeks out of the whole year that got above 70 degrees. 70 is room temperature all summer long, and we can't get room temperature here. Now, in a way, I'm kind of glad, because if it got like 80 or 90, I'd be bitching about that, because we don't have air conditioning here. Okay, I got a problem here. I'm gonna have to do this differently. Let's come in from the side here, I guess, and back in this way. There we go. Go get the hay in this thing. Sunflower seeds must take forever to grow. It takes a long, long time. $75. Wow, that's good, Andy. I mean, for England. Look, Andy's got it pretty nice. He lives in Devon. I mean, beautiful country, nice weather. No Craig again today, that we know of. All right, this is going to take a while. I don't have the time for this, actually. Yeah, I've watched quite a few videos. People in Devon. It's beautiful country, and I got to look at the Google Maps of that when I was flying Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I flew over Devon for fun one day, and I got to look at all the maps and stuff. Pretty country, my kind of country, nice. Country, you know, not city country. There was somebody that was talking about this. I can't remember who it was, but what they said is completely true. If you live in a city and you want to see something that's just Godsmack beautiful, you need to get out of the city. Go into the country someplace where there's no houses or cities around, grab yourself a sleeping bag, lay the sleeping bag out, and just spend the night looking at the night sky. And the view of the night sky is like being godsmacked. It's so beautiful. And there's no way you can see it if you live in the city. There's so many lights in the city, you can't see the sky at all. You haven't seen the night sky if you haven't been out someplace where there's absolutely no lights around and you're just laying out in nice weather looking at the stars. It's like being godsmacked. And at that, it's time for me to go, I guess. Tomorrow's another day. It's Fallout Friday. So, and then I finally get a weekend off, I think. I don't know what's going on this weekend, but my oldest daughter missed my birthday and Father's Day. So I think this weekend she had to work. And I think she might want to try to do something with Carol and I for my birthday. So maybe. If not, I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. Fallout 4 tomorrow. Same time, same bat time, same bat station. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Play some games. Have some fun. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.